It's not that I never give nobody nothing. It's that nobody ever asks me. You gotta use the verb ask if you want something. You can't just be like expecting me to just give it to you into your face like magic, like kablamo. You know, gotta use the verbs in life. I want you to read you a book about speeches. The path through life. Babies don't speak. Neither do they dearly departed by many of those laboring to make sense of life in between those two mileposts. Have a lot of wisdom and a lot of foolishness too to share about the path through life. A baby is God's opinion. That's the world should go on. People who say they sleep like a baby usually don't have one. When I was born, I was surprised I didn't reach out to music. Cause I rather just listen to my voice. It's like reading a book for me to fall asleep and listen to and learn some English while I'm at it and get practice getting intimate with my English. When I was born, I was surprised I didn't talk for a year and a half. A 2-year old is kind of like having a blender, but you don't have a top for it. The young do not know enough to be. It's a quote book. I'm just gonna read the quotes out to everybody. Everybody's got a quote in here. So yeah, the quote. Let's starting now. The hardest job kids face today is learning good manners without seeing any. Fred Astaire. Nothing separates the generations more than music. By the time a child is 8 or 9, he has developed a passion for his own music that is even stronger than his passions for procrastination and weird clothes. Bill Cosby. We think boys are rude, unsensitive animals, but it is not. So, in all cases, each boy has one or two sensitive spots, and if you can find out where they are located, you have only to touch them, and you can scorch him as with fire. Mark Twain. Who the hell's Mark Twain? The trouble with children is that they're not returnable. Quentin Crisp. Is that even a name? A child of 5 would understand this. Send someone to fetch a child of 5. Groucho Marx. Every time a child says, I don't believe in fairies, there's a little fairy somewhere that falls down dead. James M. Barrie. There are 3 terrible ages of childhood: 1 to 10, 10 to 20, and 20 to 30. Cleveland Amory. I have the heart of a child. I keep it in a jar on my shelf. Robert Bloch. Youth is that period when a young boy knows everything but how to make a living. Carrie Williams. If you want to see what children can do, you must stop giving them things. Norman Douglas. Youth would be an ideal state if a crime a little later in life. Hubert Henry Asquith. The deepest definition of youth is life as yet untouched by tragedy. Alfred North Whitehead. The surest way to corrupt a youth is to instruct him to hold in higher esteem those who think alike than those who think differently. Frederick Nietzsche. Children need love, especially when they do not deserve it. Harold S. Hilbert. Children are not things to be molded, but are people to be unfolded. Just Lair. We cannot always build the future for our youth, but we can build our youth for the future. Franklin D. Roosevelt. Every child is an artist. The problem is how to remain an artist once he grows up. Pablo Picasso. Any system named the well was all right with us. We look forward to hearing about the Huey and Louie decimal systems too. Chris Van Allsburg. Many ideas grow better when transplanted into another mind than into the where they sprung up. Oliver Wendell Holmes. Kids are great. That's the only best things about our business. All the kids you get to meet, it's a shame they have to grow up to be regular people and come to the games and call you names. Charles Barkley. In case you're worried about what's going to become of the younger generation, is going to grow up and start worrying about the younger generation. Roger Allen. A happy childhood has spoiled many a promising life. Roberts Burrs. Home computers are being called upon to perform many new functions, including the consumption of homework formerly eaten by the dog. Doug Larson. It's important for survival that children have their own experiences, the kind they learn from, the kind their parents arrange for them and are not as useful. Good parents are the hardest to get rid of. Garrison Keller. Your children need your presence more than your parents. Jesse Jackson. One of the most obvious facts about grown ups to a child is that they have forgotten what it is to be a child. Randall Jarrell. You know that children are growing up when they start asking questions that have answers? John J. Plump. I've never understood why people consider youth a time of freedom and joy. It's probably because they have forgotten their own Margaret Atwood. Level with your child by being honest. Nobody spots a phony quicker than a child. Mary McCacken. Beware of him who hates the laugh of a child. Henry Ward Beecher. If you want children to keep their feet on the ground, put some responsibility on their shoulders. Abigail Van Buren. You should never do anything wicked and lay it on your brother when it's just a convenient to lay it on some other boy. Mark Twain. Another possible source of guidance for teenagers is television, but television's message has always been that the need for truth, wisdom, and world peace pale by comparison with the need for toothpaste that offers whiter teeth and fresher breath. Dave Barry. Nobody understands anyone at 18, including those who are 18. Jim Bishop. Never help a child with a task at which he feels he can succeed. Maria Montessori The young are generally full of revolt and are often pretty revolting about it. McNon McLaughlin. It goes without saying that you should never have more children than you have car windows. Arma Bombeck. I'm going to put a curse on you, and all your kids will be born completely naked. Jimi Hendrix. A torn jacket is soon mended, but hard word bruised the heart of a child. Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. To nourish children and raise them against odds is in any time, any place more valuable than to fix boats in cars or design nuclear weapons. Marilyn French. Lucky are the children who know there is a jolly fat man in a red suit who pilots a flying sleigh. We should envy them, and we should envy the people who are so certain Martians will land in their backyard that they keep a loaded Polaroid camera by the back door. Chris Van Allsburg. What music is more enchanting than the voices of young people when you can hear what they say? Logan Purcell Smith. You don't have to suffer to be a poet. Adolescence is enough suffering for anyone. John Ciardi. Adolescence is just one big walking pimple. Carol Burnett. Education is not the filling of a pail, but the lighting of a fire. William Butler Yeats. If you want education is expensive, try ignorance. Derek Bach. Most of what you learn in the first 4 years of elementary school will be valid all your life. Most of what you learn in 4 years of college won't be. This is another reason some people contend grade school teachers should be paid more than universal professors. L.M. Boyd. What we become depends on what we read. After all the professors have finished with us, the greatest university of all is a collection of books. Thomas Carlyle. Our progress as a nation can be no swifter than our progress in education. Our requirements for world leadership, our hopes for economic growth, and the demands of citizenship itself in an era such as this all require the maximum development of every young American's capacity. The human mind is our fundamental resource. John F. K. Kennedy. The fool wonders, the wise man asks. Benjamin Disraeli. Education is like a double-edged sword. It may be turned to dangerous uses if it's not properly handled. Wu Ting Fang. Some people drink from the fountain of knowledge, others just gargle. Robert Anthony. It's a miracle that curiosity survives formal education. Albert Einstein.